I still haven't read it. I haven't been on Discord yet. Or not Discord, Twitter. I probably will enjoy it, but you do realize that like when I got done with work, it was a tough work day, and so then after work, I went out and some of my coworkers were like, "Hey, you want to go have a drink?" And I was like, "Well, yes, okay." I haven't had too many drinks since the start of COVID, and also, I haven't been out socializing with coworkers that I enjoy socializing with since the start of COVID. So we went to our local watering hole, and I had a couple drinks. And I have a rule: I don't drink and tweet. I don't drink and go on literally any social media. It just because I don't you think James sober is fine. Imagine drunk James trying to make social media hot takes. It's not good.
And then you drove Silverstone.
Yeah, no, I couldn't, I'll be honest, I couldn't find any fucking grip. That was my problem. I couldn't find any grip. Like, whenever, like, so going up into Maggots and Beckett's, right?
Yep.
I was pretty much, when I hit the final part of the chicane before the airport, the hangar straight, I was drifting the back end into that. Every time.
What was your traction control on?
Low. It's on.
I mean,
it's on,
that's
but
possibly why.
And I have no
mine on full.
Oh, I have it's low traction control, no brake assist.
Yeah.
So I have no braking assist, but like
no braking assist, but full traction control. That may have been why.
Yeah, probably should have upped the traction control. But the thing is that you look at
it's in the wet.
It's in the wet. Look at me in the dry. I brake later, I turn harder, and in the dry. So I had a dry racing setup. Now I get it, but like you could see, like there was just no speed in the car, and I just couldn't. And like it was like trying to get on, and it would just be, and the thing would just go. You put any level of power through it when you're not turning straight, and the thing just goes whip.
Well, yeah, because you got no traction. The wheels have got they have no purchase, so they're not able to move fast.
You're feather, in the worst way, you're just feather. You're like, come on, I want to go. Right foot go burr.
Even though you were that way, you still weren't that far behind.
Yeah, I could have been faster. I was upset with myself. But now we have a dry race. And I just have to see how bad I yeet it through turn 3.
Oh, I think turn 3 was where I was losing a lot of time this week. A lot of time this week.
That's like turn 3, you gotta kiss the sausage curb with the outside of your tires. That to hit it perfectly. Like that's what you gotta do. You gotta go way wide left and then just come across it and just kiss the sausage curbs. You hit the sausage curbs, there's like 0.5 of a second right there. Just done. You're fucked. Because the car goes bump, 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 and you're like, well, there goes all my time.
Or you get an invalidated lap time anyway.
Yeah. But you get both, and you're just like bump, bump. And then obviously the final turn, there's gonna be a lot of everybody should get the FIA thing of track limits violations. This is gonna be because I haven't done Austria yet, but I imagine like the final, was it 13 is the final turn? Like
10.
So like 8, 9, and 10 is just like track limit violations, like so easy to happen.
I didn't find it too bad. I was just slow. Well, slower than the others. Just about second-ish off. But then again, that's what this year of Crashes of Us seems to be, doesn't it? Between us,
there's not much time between third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah,
we're the mid pack. Hi, mid pack. We're not catching first and second. We know that. We all know that.
Oh. No, we're not. No.
But
we can still fight for a podium.
Right. And I was consistently, the thing is that we're consistent. We're all very close to each other. And I had a good run of a couple of podiums.
Yeah.
Race happened that didn't suit me. Didn't podium. Happens. Luckily for me, I have a little bit of a lead in the points.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you do.
There's some consistency there. So, consistency helps. But it was a good, that's the whole point of it. And the thing is, like, when people see like Silverstone, I could come in last place and I could give a shit about the points. It's just that I didn't drive as good as I thought I could, and that's what pisses me off. It's not the fact that I'm not scoring points or anything like that. It's just that I'm not driving to like the level I know I can hit,
Yeah.
and that's
It's the
upsetting.
opposite with Callum. It was the opposite with Callum because he was swearing like anything, and yet he was in the lead. So how?
See, I have a racing style. I usually go later in the week, and it's not strategic. It's just because I'm fucking tired during the week. And so I need to like wait till Saturday or Sunday when I have time and I'm not as exhausted to do it, because it's a physical activity. Will, you drive the wheel. When it's freaking, 34 or 35 C out, and then you have to go here and sweat for 30 minutes in a hot box of the room that's probably closer to like 37, 38 C, because you got your computer running and it's warm in here, and then you're moving, you're sweating. It takes a bit to get it done.
Oh yeah.
Sweaty gamer boy problems, right?
You're going to burn some calories. I can tell you that.
You are going to burn some fucking calories. But I go later in the week, but I tend to set my goal at like, okay, what did Will and Tracker do? And then my goal is to try and beat that. And if I beat that, and I beat you guys, and I still have time left, I start really pushing the limits. Like normally I'm pretty like, I try to find like a groove and I hit my marks. I'm like, if I hit like these certain things, I figure if I'm hitting the same marks you guys do, I'm usually about there. I can usually be within you guys. But once I do that, I really start exploring track limits to the point where like, where can I find time? If we all remember the courses of the America from last year, track one, where I found the thing where if you went off the track but kept your pedal down and came around and came back on the track, you basically, instead of like taking like the chicane, you kind of took like a wider turn, was able to keep more speed, but the game thought you were losing more time by doing it that way, so they didn't give you track limits violation even though you went wide off the track, because like it's just two gaps where the game didn't recognize it, and I could gain like 7/10 of a second doing that. I didn't do it because I was like, this is cheating. I know this is cheating. And, so I found it. I invalidated my lap when I did it to make sure like it was like really like not going to happen. But then I did it again on the Haas, because we do the Haas runs. And I did the Haas. So it's like, basically Merc equivalent, then Haas run. And I was like within like a couple tenths of a second racing the Haas on its actual performance because I did that cheat.
It's good though, because I mean, yeah, okay, we're having less runners this year for the league than we have, because real life, or they just can't be asked. It's getting in the way,
which is fine. Like
yeah.
there's nothing. I haven't created any YouTube content because the last 2 weeks, because I couldn't be asked. Just not feeling it, so I'm just not gonna do it.
It's knackering at the moment, especially in the summer. You just lose too much.
Not gonna have. Also, we're just not gonna half-ass something, right? Like that's the thing. Like I could create something and be half-assing it because I'm just not having fun with it.
Yeah. So, hi chat. Hi, welcome in everybody listening on your audio devices, or if you're watching this down the line, it's the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. And I am Lord Teamaker. The gentleman above us is James Atkinson. And we might as well start with what we've been playing, because, it's what we've been doing.
Because it's going to be really fast?
Potentially, yeah. Potentially. We may get a little bit more in the, but yeah, so Formula 1 2021, I started F1 22 yesterday for Natalie Saunders, trying to get a bit of redemption. It's a different kettle of fish. different kettle of fish. I can tell you that much.
Have you used the car in like a time trial yet?
Not the F1 car. No, I've used the F2 cars and I've used the supercars. I've tried those. Anything else, I've waiting on.
All right, because I've driven the F1 car. One of the first things I did is I did a dry Silverstone before this week's Silverstone, and in like the max performance Formula 22 car, not as fast,
No.
but holy shit, the downforce. Like I went with Jona Altmaier's setup because we all know Jona Altmaier is a very fast esports Formula One driver,
Yep.
and so pretty much I didn't have to brake or even let off of the gas coming all around on a hot lap. So you hit the corner, you do that kind of wide sweeping right where you're punching it. I'm already flat out on the pedal. Until turn 3, the sharp right-hander. You are flat out in this car. And when I'm saying like I'm going like and you hit that little kind of straight chicane, you know in the F121 there's you can kind of get a little bit of a drift, or you feel like the car kind of wants to go.
Yeah, so you left a tiny bit, tiny.
This thing was just like lol planted. I was like, oh, okay, we are planted here. I can turn this, and like the car is just like, okay, we go. Now could be because it's a slower car. It is statistically a slower car this year.
Yes. It has the ground effect.
Yeah.
To suck it down and keep it down.
But I just have one problem. I was on the hangar straight, and I had to do this to make sure I was giving myself the actual like experience of porpoising down the hangar straight, because I wasn't. And I was like, this 0 out of 10, no porpoising.
There's one thing I've noticed. I'm not sure whether it's a glitch or not, but in the F2 races I started, one they've swapped over, or I've somehow swapped over the feature race and the sprint race from last game. So you got the sprint race first, which goes on reverse grid at the top 10 bit qualifying. But in the feature race, I had to make a stop. It wanted me to make a stop on the hard tires after one lap. I don't know why. It wouldn't let me get rid of it and just go on like the mediums or two stopper. Or one stop for on the mediums. I don't know why that was.
So it was in your like pre-strategy thing?
Yeah.
Because obviously once you're racing, you can tell it to like next tire's medium, hit the pit stop.
Yeah.
They don't have the two tire rig.
The tires I was on were worn to fuck.
Okay.
Now I'm wondering if it's because in the sprint race I had to pit a couple of times, and I've worn out the tires, and we have to change. You have to do a regulation change of compound. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was kind of like,
It might have also been because like you were on worn tires, and it was like, let's get you off these as soon as possible, and the game's just like,
yeah, but the mediums weren't great enough to go to the end of the race, so I had to pit again.
Hang on. I have a thing for this. Your racing engineer was like, Lard, you need to pit, Lard. Come in for softs. I mean hards. I mean inters. There's no possibility of rain, but we need you on the wets. So come in, Lard.
It's like, no, I don't want to. No. But yeah, so it wasn't a great start to Natalie Saunders' redemption, but she did get pole position, so she did get some points out of the weekend. So going forward, that's gonna be fun. Also, you would have seen what I played on stream. I played the Ascent, which is a slow burner, but reasonably fun, I guess. We played some more Chrono Trigger. We did a lot of stuff. We have to resurrect the character that was killed. And, the story just opened up, and you just look at it and go, oh, so that's what happened here. That's why this bit's here. That's why this bit's here. That's why you're there. You. Oh, you just named differently now. Oh, okay, that's fine.
You had the aha moment.
Mm-hmm. We got to the aha moment. Lavos is a weird looking fucker that's, yeah. that was another one of those fights where you couldn't win, you weren't meant to win, you were supposed to lose to move the story on. I get that. Well done.
Well,
Um,
well, you say this.
mhm.
In New Game Plus, you can win that fight.
Yes, that's what Flossie was saying.
Yep.
But I'm
There,
like, am I not playing New Game Plus?
there are I think 8 endings.
Yes.
One of which is defeating Lavos without resurrecting the character.
Wow.
You can do that. You can technically beat the game without resurrecting that character that died.
Going to, because I put time and effort into them. getting them getting them to
The
where they
whole
are.
first run is like you kind of meant to.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, once you do that and you
Mhm.
resurrect that character,
Yep.
you don't have to then have them in your party anymore. They're not like the locked seat. You're allowed to have the three you want.
Oh,
That's
well, that's
kind of the
cool.
way they let you do that.
I mean, I'll kind of bring them back because again, they were a good character for us. To me, they were the protagonist.
The other thing is there's no real weak links. Like all the characters are good. Like there isn't something where you look at that one, you're like, I really don't fancy it. You can. Marlene is kind of that for some people, but like I always had her because she fucking good at heals, yo.
Yes, that's what we need. We need good heals across the board so we can get on and fight the bosses
And
quicker.
I'm glad you didn't kill Magus. That was the one thing I was waiting for, if you were actually going to do that or not, kill him or keep, or like realize you can get him as a party member.
The situation when it was like, "Do you want to fight?" I'm like, well, "Not really, not really," you know. And then when he became the party member, it's like, "Oh, that's a bonus. Nice."
He has some badass fucking spells too. And funny your part is like it spells that he's used against you in previous fucking fights. Like just the little touches in a game from 1994.
Oh. I mean, the good thing I found about it, but there was a slight annoyance to me, was I found areas that were good for farming, for leveling up. And then I'm at a point where I could do with them. I could just spend an hour with them off stream. Can I get to them now? Nope. Why? Because that part's done. It's like, now I have to try and find another one.
Tech points. That's your real clog, is the tech points.
Yeah, to get your new spells and to get your new tech stuff, like your tri-tech fights and special moves, which are good. I like some of them. Do like some of them. They're very nice. I also played some Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We're now into the inverted castle. Yes, I got the holy goggles, so I didn't end the game early. And the clock tower in the reverse, in the inverted castle, is a dick. Bigger dick than a normal. So I'm getting towards the end of that, I think, now. I think another couple of streams, maybe, and the hottest day of the bloody year, no doubt, will be. It's like, oh. And then finally, I played off stream Demon's Tilt, which is a free sort of tiered pinball table, which is quite good. Boss fights on there. It's pinball. What can you say? Yeah, earn points, do stuff, play a table. And I restarted Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. And I'm on to chapter 8/9 now, I believe. Which I'm going to say this about it, right? It's by the same people who've done the Yakuza series, and that's good. I like that bit. What I don't particularly like, and this is the thing that may cause controversy, but we know all the stuff that you can do in Yakuza that make Yakuza what it is. The side stuff, the mini games, the weird shit. I don't think that fits Fist of the North Star. I think if you were just going to going around beating people up, getting your levels up this way, getting the RPG stuff in there, and then just sticking with the main story, I think that would be better than doing the weird stuff. because I don't want to run what is essentially a hostess bar.
Why
It's
wouldn't
not.
you? It's a Yakuza game. That's what
Yeah,
you
but
do.
it's not what Kenshiro is, though. Yes, he's a guardian of the world. I get that, but he's not. He is not. You know, Kiryu. He isn't Kiryu, and that's what is letting me down a little bit with this game. I'm not saying I'm not enjoying the fuck out of it, because I am. It's just that I don't think that's needed. And in news of the Lard getting a Steam Deck news. Now, last week I said about it's ordered in a queue, and I was at a percentage of 0.04. I have news. There has been an update. I have moved higher. I am now at 0.10. In a week, I moved 0.6%.
Hey, it's better than not moving any percents.
It is. It is. It is better than that. And I know someone who in their place in the queue doubled. They went forward by double. So it's getting closer. Slowly closer, but it's getting closer. So what have you been doing then, matey? What have you been up to?
I have played, besides from my F1 21 shenanigans, which we've well documented at the beginning of the podcast, so I don't need to go into that. I have only played 2 games. I have played Genshin Impact because
Chill. Yeah,
it's
need to
it's
chill. Have to
it's my
chill.
child. Well, even better, Kimmy's at a point where I can actually start doing content with her that's both relevant to both me and her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not dragging her through stuff anymore. Like it's actually like something where like, oh, I can use my time gated currency to get these artifacts because they're actually something that it's worth farming for me versus doing this.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and this is going to be a little surprise, the story is getting better in the game. Like as you like once you get out of like the starter zones, like in the they started to find their footing. Like there
Yeah.
actually is some like interesting character development and stuff that's happening. Like they've started to find things and start to tune things. I'm not saying it's God of War level writing here, but for like a free to play gotcha like MMO, like I've seen
It does its job.
it they've tried and they've put effort in. They could have just done like Fate Go, lol, here is anime girls in bikinis. Go to town and like just done that. But like there's an attempt and I appreciate an attempt that there's an attempt. And I'm actually happy to progress through the story.
Cool.
Right. From what else? I played Outriders, the new DLC.
Right. Okay.
And
Are you
so
enjoying it though?
yeah, yes I am.
Fair enough.
It's guys with I mean, because the other thing is I'm playing with a friend and we're going through the DLC together. So that
Cool.
immediately makes the experience 10 times better. Because like, if I die, I'll be right back. Waffle for
Okay.
me, Will.
I will indeed. I will indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while the James is away doing the stuff and the things that he needs to do, I'm going to talk a little bit about Twitch that we're on at the moment, live. Hi. You right? Good. Right now, Twitch are doing something that's actually going to be really good for content creators, whether they're affiliates, partners. This week they have launched in, I believe it's 9 countries, including Italy and Argentina, if I remember correctly. And please, if I'm wrong, please do tell us, because that way then we're in the proper know. They have brought down the threshold point for being paid, which is a good thing. So no longer do in these countries, and it will be rolled out worldwide by the end of November. Um, the threshold is now at $50 for those countries thus far, which for people like myself who don't go full on hand fisting into it and going, please give me money, please give me money, please give me money, please give me money, is a godsend. Because, yeah, don't get me wrong, people want to give TGWPI or my own channel subs, donations, all this stuff. I'm very appreciative of, and we are at TGWPI very, very appreciative of you for doing that. We don't force you though, but with this being lowered, it helps us get paid quicker. It helps us get paid a little bit more frequently. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. And we can't complain. I mean, I know that someone said they're going to try and look at it so it will be, the threshold will be lowered a bit more over time, to the point where maybe content creators get paid weekly or even just monthly overall, which would be, again, good thing. For me and others like me who are on things like carers allowance in the UK, or income support, which is, we're on low incomes because of what I do as being mum's carer. For that, it will be slightly more annoying because then I have to contact the government and say, look, this is what I've done this week. It's legal to do it. It's the best way to do it to keep everything above board, but that will become more frequent again. But that is a small mercy compared to the generosity of people. So I can't complain about that. And Twitch, that's a very good thing. Well done, you. Now, the other piece of news that we have here is, as James comes back in, we'll wait and see.
What now?
Well, I just talked about the Twitch stuff, so
Good.
Yep.
People getting paid money. It's always a good thing.
Hell yeah. So yeah, you were saying about blah 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 Outriders DLC.
It's fun with two people, because if you die, you don't have to restart the mission. Your buddy can come and raise you.
Good, that's a good thing.
Yeah, which makes the enemies are a little bit harder, but
well, yeah, because that's level scaling, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but with two people, like, I have a class that is built for dealing damage and doing some heals. So what my buddy does is he's got the tank class. So his build is just not dying. That's like what he does. He just doesn't die. And so like what I do is I kind of heal us, and we each deal enough damage. So we win fights through sheer attrition. We pretty much like camp the ammo box and then just like slowly just kill as many enemies as we can. Apparently the end they've actually been like tweaking drop rates and stuff for end game because they're like listening to community feedback and stuff. So there's some nice things that like they're saying to get the better gear, to help you with the rerolls. We understand this. We added drop rates here. You can find this type of equipment here to help you with what your grind is. So like they're listening to the community, taking on feedback and helping them get to it. You know, get to what they want, which is the skitter box gear stuff. Yeah, it's a good time. Like I said, I've only played a couple hours of it because, like I said, and then I haven't touched it because it's something I play with him, and he's moving right now. So
at some point down the year, we're gonna have to look at doing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm playing it. I've played a little bit of it myself off stream.
Yeah.
But it's a Borderlands game. You know, it's just like, okay, well, we're gonna do it again, and we'll just re-roll a new character and just Yeetus Maximus through it.
Sounds good to me. Well, the other piece of news that we have is this. It's PlayStation have announced their own version of Microsoft Rewards called PlayStation Stars. Not Access, even though they got it wrong, but it is access. It is open to all PlayStation owners with additional benefits for people on Plus. So I'm just wondering whether different tiers of Plus will give you different collectibles, which are not NFTs. They have stated quite point blank, these are not NFTs. You cannot trade them. They are yours. They do not come at us going, no NFTs, because they're not. But they're also doing things like, again, same thing where you do different weekly things like play this game, get this trophy, how many shots of this, do how many races, do certain things. So different things for different games will get you points, to which can go into your wallet to buy you things. Microsoft Rewards. Now, I can state quite nicely that I do Microsoft Rewards, because as soon as I saw them going, you can get 3 months of Microsoft's Game Pass Ultimate for free if you earn this amount of rewards. It's like, I can do this. The past two updates, the past two add-ons, I've not paid for. I've had them five rewards. I'm well on my way to the next one. So by the time it comes up, I should be saying, well, I don't need to pay for Game Pass Ultimate now until 2023. So it's more than paid for itself, which is great. And then if games do leave Game Pass, I can buy them cheaper. I don't see the problem. So if Sony's getting the same thing, well done, Sony.
Little late to the party, but better late than never, right?
Exactly. Very, very much that case. And so pimp outs and shout outs, because this one's going to be a short one because, heat and stuff, because summer and game news that we're looking at going, fair enough. Stray coming out this week. You get to play as a cat. You can knock shit over and stuff. Good one.
I think it's like the number one most pre-bought game right now on Steam.
Doesn't surprise me. You can get to be a cat.
Yeah, you get to be an ass. It's the only game where like being an ass is okay, cause cat. You're also a cat in a cyberpunk like future world. Like, how's that not a bad thing?
Yep. We also want to offer a huge congratulations to the patron saint of TGWPIS, Kimmy, who gave birth to a little girl this week.
Wunderbar news.
That's just amazing news. And to chat, who, whether you lurk, whether you chat, whether you listen on podcasts, audio devices, and all that.
Whether you just found yourself here randomly one day and went, who the fuck?
Yeah. We want to thank you for being here. And that's all I have to say, matey. How about you? I'll let you.
That's about it. That's the same. Thank you all for being here. It is fucktard hot today. Yes, that is a word. Fucktard hot. What is it? Let's get up to here today. What is this in? Let's do the math. 80. It is supposed to be 27, 28 today.
Which is around about the same as here. We're on 26 as the maximum today. But I do have to say for Corby, it's not going to be as hot as some other areas in the next couple of days in the UK. However, it's going to be 31 maximum tomorrow, they're currently saying, 35 Monday and 36 Tuesday before it comes back down to a manageable level. Please, if you're in areas that are going to be up to like 40 degrees, lots of water. Lots and lots of water.
It's going to be
care.
Same for us here in Connecticut. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 32, 32, 32. And humid.
Yeah. Please take care of yourselves.
Stay cool.
I don't want to be hearing that someone has died because of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. Just take care of yourselves. If need be, do what I'm doing currently. Curtains closed during the day, so it bounces the heat back out. So the room doesn't get to stupidly, it's so boiling I can't breathe, temperatures.
I mean, if you have some vacation time, maybe it's a good time to take a holiday to like northern Scotland.
Yep.
Like the Isles. That'd be a good time to see the Isles. You've always wanted to see it, right?
Yeah, a lovely cool 19 degrees up there. We're going to
Beautiful.
cover the
Sounds like wonderful weather to me.
days. But
Where the
yeah,
brogue is as thick as the beer.
hell yeah. Right, that's enough from us.
Yep.
Take care of yourselves. Have a good week. We will see you next week. Chris in theory will be here with us.
Yes. Finger guns. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We love you. Stay safe, stay cool, and stay gaming. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.